It hasn't ticked over yet.
That works. Good evening. Welcome to the Tuesday, November 21st, regular city council meeting. Would you please all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Just want to welcome, before we do roll call, Dottie. She was elected to fill a vacancy. So welcome, Dottie Weir.
Thank you.
Yep, welcome aboard.
Roll call, please.
Smock,
Here.
Bergman,
Here.
Siebel,
Here.
Osborne,
Here.
Weir. Here.
That's going to be fun. We're here.
We're here.
Number 4 on our agenda is approval of the November 21st, 2023 agenda.
So move.
Second.
Number 5, oh, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 5 is public discussion. Anyone that chooses to address the council or myself, please come up to the podium. State your name and address, please. Okay. Number 6 is approval of the consent agenda.
So make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 7 is approval of the resolution calendar.
I'll make that motion to approve the resolution calendar.
Second.
That'll be a roll call, please.
Smock,
Yes.
Bergman,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Weir.
Yes.
Item 8 on our agenda, this is appointment for Waterworks Utility Board trustee. Fred has served 6 gracious years, Fred Morris, on the water board. He is decided to retire from that position. His term is up at the end of this year. However, he's going to be not available for the December meeting. So it's actually Daniel Loftus, who hopefully you looked at the agenda, works for Waterloo Waterworks. He is also, in his past, has been Public Works Director for the city of Dunkerton, and he has also served on our volunteer fire department for, I think, eight to 10 years.
I don't remember.
Ish.
Still active.
Still active.
Yep.
Yep.
I'd make that motion to accept that appointment for Daniel Loftus.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 9, request from mayor to install a flag on the small hill in the retention bay at the corners of West Gilbert Drive and Grand Boulevard. The flag and pole have been provided to the city in memory of Rick Murray, a former employee. We do have Liz Baumgardner with us tonight that has actually made the request. Since the big old tree was killed by lightning, it's kind of been missing something. So she is donating the flag and the pole. Obviously, the city will maintain that, and also the city would have to supply like a couple bags of cement to, adhere the flagpole to. And then hopefully down the road, we'll get some flowers around it or something.
Mayor, do we have to have that lit also for,
Yeah, Jeff was talking about that tonight.
oh, okay, good,
It's going to be solarized, so.
cool, thank you.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Well, thank you, Liz. We
Yeah, thank
appreciate
you.
you bringing this to us, and when it gets its new home there on West Gilbert, we'll remember Rick Murray and the one that donated. So thank you for that. I go by there so many times a day, I'm like,
Every time I go by, they need a flag. Okay, Ruth. It won't be now till after the new year, because the shipping company
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
okay, well, thank you. Number 10 is a request from mayor to extend closing of Eagles Landing lots 4, 5, and 6 through January, which is January 31st, 2024, for BC Mach 3 LLC. Initially, that was going to close in November. However, we had a really busy city attorney, and we were kind of working back the details on the development agreement, which has now been sent to BC Mach 3, and they're reviewing it with their attorney. So we should know, we're just extending it to that time just to give us plenty of time, but that should be on the agenda within the next month, I would hope.
So no changes, no nothing on, from your
Nope.
perspective, it's just simply paperwork
Just giving them the chance
It's just
to-
extending it because it was supposed to actually close initially in November,
this month.
Okay.
so.
I'd make that motion to approve their request, then to back it up to January 31st of 2024 on the contract project.
Yep, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 11 is to place on file 2023 election canvass approved by Blackhawk County Supervisors.
Motion to.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 696, adding a new section.
Up
Oh,
one's fine.
I'm sorry.
Up one.
Number
Number
12.
12.
Yeah, that's what I started to say, though. I just said the wrong number. Alrighty. 12, ordinance 696, adding a new section.
Nope.
No.
You got a different agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, because I had extending that agreement till Jane 31st of 2024. I corrected that too, so, okay, no, I don't. Sorry, number 12. Request from Chief Dean to retain 2012 Chevy Tahoe. I know that you may have some questions regarding that, but the reason we pretty much came to this conclusion is we have been in the breach of contract with our SRO contract, because at one point, Officer Taylor was taking his personal vehicle. We are contracted by the Waterloo Community Schools, and says right in the contract that we have to provide a vehicle. So anytime that officer or any officer is at that school, then they have to be a vehicle. And there's been times I've got a list of all the repairs that have been made just since November of 2022, and how many cars have been down. And it's been a lot. It's been a whirlwind. I mean, and if you'd like to know the exact amount of cars down and what they were down for, I'd be happy to go over it with you. But we're just requesting, it doesn't cost us anything to keep it, and it's just gonna be strictly a backup.
A backup that's been decommissioned with no markings, no sirens, no nothing.
That is correct, and it's still a lot cheaper than buying something new, just in
But
case
we-
something would happen.
But we can't use it for an emergency. Will our insurance cover that?
We could use it at the school.
But if he has to leave the school on an emergency, our insurance isn't going to, I'm guessing our insurance will have a heyday with that. If he's going through town trying to, head to an emergency, my guess is the insurance will not. I mean, if you run into somebody in that, or if somebody runs into you, I should say, probably that would be more likely to happen, but, it's gonna be an unmarked vehicle. We voted to say no, or we voted to decommission it. We paid to have it decommissioned, and now we're talking about keeping it after we voted to keep it decommissioned. And I don't know if the insurance company, we should probably find out if the insurance will even cover that, to have it be put over at the school, even as a resource vehicle, because I'm curious to see if that would even be covered. I just don't want us to have a liability there. And as far as, like using it for an emergency vehicle, I'd be worried that, you know, somebody wouldn't see it. And I think I said that the last time we were talking about using it too, so.
Yeah. And again, I said it's just gonna be a backup. It's, you know, until, you know, 2 years from now when we can replace the vehicle. It's just, it's not good budgeting to put us in that position either. Just because of what we experienced, we had the, 19 was rear-ended, that was out of commission for 2 months. 21 had antifreeze and, the chips of, like, metal shavings in the oil pan, that was out of commission. It had to be serviced by the dealer, and that was covered under warranty. That was out for what, 6 weeks? For parts, waiting on parts? Yep.
We just had a whole lot of issues with these vehicles that kind of fell on us all at once. We had a couple instances where we had more officers than we had cars. It was more of a liability to not have officers or have officers at the station, then we can't even respond to calls. You know, the idea of putting a siren and a light bar back on the vehicle is probably a lot less expensive. The liability of not being able to respond to calls.
And it was brought to my attention today that, you know, our police force is, what, 99% first one on a ambulance call even? I mean, we're a first responder. I mean, I could tell you Jeff Jensen has saved a woman's life. I could tell you that Chief Dean has saved a woman's life, is that correct? Yeah, I mean, but this is factual statements. And I think there was one other. Officer Taylor,
Our officers respond to life-threatening issues on a regular basis.
yeah.
That's part of the job.
Mayor, the only thing I would ask is we made a vote on this to sell this a while back, and I fully respect you and I had dialogue on this, and I appreciate your time getting with me. But we made a council vote to sell this. So if we're not gonna sell it, I'd like to know in protocol, is that proper to the council to vote to sell? And then just disallow that, and then keep it in retaining at the police department? And then B, my second question would be, is the vehicle gonna be sold, or we got some other idea in mind for this? Because we did say
It's a-
sell, and we did say.
It is a request, and right now, as of the last issue that is, or last time this has been brought on the agenda, it was on hold because of all the issues we were having with the other fleet. So it only makes sense, common sense, to keep a vehicle that's not gonna cost us anything, that you're gonna have just in case. It doesn't cost us anything to have it just in case.
But my only logic is we went to all the work early to get the police department a new car because the Tahoe was in that dialogue, that we were gonna unload the Tahoe, but in terms for that, we're gonna buy a new vehicle. We bought a vehicle earlier than we were gonna buy. I know.
No, we did not. We were right on schedule. We don't want to have to be in a position that we have to buy one before, it's not scheduled again until '25.
Okay, I think that before we can make a good vote on this, again, first of all, we've already spent money to decommission it, so I don't think it's a good idea to put it back in there. But if we need to, I think we need to table this until we find out if it's okay with our insurance. Because I don't really think that we should be trying to keep this if our insurance is saying, oh, no, we need to do certain things. And if they say, okay, yeah, you can keep it, and we need to put more lights back on it and stuff, we need to take the cost into that consideration as well.
I would
I'll
have no
take the
problem.
vote. I mean, I'll take the motion if you want to have it tabled, or,
I'd like to have those questions answered, to have a clarity in my mind, is it the right thing or the wrong thing for the city to be doing with the liability factor? I wondered that myself. I didn't put that in my email to you, I don't think, when we talked, but that is a concern that I have. And the only other thing I would say is, rather than belabor it, is I know our intentions were to get rid of it and sell it, and I understand this comes up, and I have no problem with that factor. If Mr. Taylor is going to use that vehicle, to go back and forth to the school, I don't have a problem with that on my initial question, but I've seen him take marked cars to the school since this has went on, and I don't set that up, and I'm not upset about that or nothing. I just, if this is a purpose we're putting on the agenda, then I would kind of expect that to be used for the SRO project and not just sit there for a backup if we have an emergency. So I would make a motion to table it for further discussion with the attorney, what the right or wrong is on it before we vote.
With the attorney or the insurance?
Insurance.
Insurance, I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Chief, what's the fleet at now? You back up to full 4? Yeah, but currently right now, do we have all 4 of our mainline vehicles back? Okay. And that just, the other one went back, was it
That's
last
just
week
been a
again?
week. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we just had another one back in a week ago, right?
19 has to go back because for some reason the hatch is stuck and not opening now.
Okay, maybe that was it. Okay, so just, I mean, okay. And then, Chief, are you, just so that I'm clear on it as well, are you proposing that this vehicle, as I'm hearing it, truly just be a reserve vehicle for when you're down, that it wouldn't be necessarily a pursuit-rated vehicle? It would just be a, I mean, it would more or less obey traffic laws to get somebody to and from there, and understand, obviously, it doesn't have lights and siren in that? Or are you looking to have it recommissioned as a pursuit-rated vehicle?
I'm open to any of those options as
Okay.
long as we have another vehicle that we can utilize if we need to. If we find ourselves in another scenario like we recently found, with more officers than we have cars, it certainly is important for us to be able to do our job and serve the community, and having enough vehicles requires that. So I'm open to any options that are thrown out there that includes the idea of keeping that fifth vehicle.
Okay. And just, this is just a recap on myself as well, just so the chief kind of knows where I was standing at it. Maybe even for some of the new council people. When we went through the vehicle, we made them, basically, I took it that we did not have the information either way to say, yes, we need 5, or no, we'd be fine with 4. So it was kind of a gamble either way. And this is simply my understanding, my opinion of when we took action. So we moved, as a group, we moved forward to say, okay, let's go ahead and get rid of the 5th. We'll cycle them down, still keep the 2-year, but cycle them down to an 8-year replacement. Because we didn't have information either side of, will we need a 5th? Not trying, and whatever we gotta do, knock on wood or something, to not have someone hit a squad car, not have bad parts, not whatever. But we are starting to now get the data that's showing, hey, we're not even trying to be mean to the cars. And we've had several already to where we've been down to 2 or 3. And just now we're starting to get some of that statistics in. So just something in the big picture as we look at this again. We are starting to see that information that we previously didn't. To say, do we need 4? Do we need 5? So I want that out there as well. But, and then Steve, sorry, thank you for letting me jump on my note, but Steve did have a motion on the floor.
Just to find out the insurance reason till the next meeting, and then make a decision either or on the vehicle.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No, I'm on ordinance 696. Okay.
Now you get your chance to.
Okay, ordinance 696, number 12. Adding a new section authorizing use of the state income set-off program in its second reading.
And Mayor, just, again, we'll get into, and I'll even start, and I can make the motion to approve this. Something that we had discussed, and I wanted to bring it up twofold, was that we had all talked early on, the previous council from Dottie, but the rest of us in, about making, taking anything, a second reading or even a first reading, and passing it right away, that if it was something urgent, where it needs to be. The one thing that I would like the mayor to get into with this, if it still stands, as we were initially looking at this, and I dug into the program as well, they would like it in place, the sooner the better, because then that puts it in place, the funds then can be established for the city. So truly, the longer we push off on this, just formalizing kind of what we were already doing, is less funds that potentially would come in on a program that was already in place. So again, it's not a new tax, it's not a new fee, it's just formalizing what we were doing in the new program language. So something to consider as we move to pass it on the second reading that I would like to bring up is, can we or would the council be open to moving it forward and skipping a third reading tonight? So I would move that it does pass on the second reading, though.
And I'll second that motion on that.
Roll call, please.
Smock,
Yes.
Bergman,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so to piggyback that, you want to waive the third reading?
And then, yes, again, it's a council decision, and I was one that was also very vocal about pushing things through just for the sake of it.
So I'll
However,
make the
this
motion to waive the third reading?
Can we do that, though, or does it have to be on the agenda?
It does not have to be on the agenda.
Okay.
We have it on the third reading on the agenda, just as a formality.
But this one, yes, I was simply bringing up, I wanted to be very, again, transparent with why. But this is one that if we can get into before the first of the month, otherwise it would go a full month. So I guess I should state that. It isn't just 2 weeks we're off, it's another full month that we basically wait.
So it would be a motion to waive the third reading?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I would second.
Yeah, roll call, please.
Smock,
Yes.
Bergman,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it would be a motion to adopt ordinance 696.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Smock,
Yes.
Bergman,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yeah.
and Weir.
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. We'll get that published. Ordinance isn't actually even valid until it's published, so we'll get that published right away. Ordinance 697, amending terms of library board from 6 years to 3-year terms. This is the first reading. This is actually, was on the ballot as a vote, and it did pass. So this, again, is just to have it changed in our code of ordinances.
I'll make the motion to approve it on its first reading for the library board from 6 years to 3 years, sorry.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Smock,
Yes.
Bergman,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Weir.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 697 passes its first reading. Mayor and council reports. I have just a couple of things. I know that it seems like it's been a long journey, but 617 East End, the home that had burned, we've been going back and forth. The homeowner now has moved out, and we have had a couple companies call to get quotes from us, what it costs for a permit. So they are moving forward to demolish that house. And then Steve also said that stated he saw some people out there cleaning up or moving some stuff around. Okay, so, yeah, Fannie Mae is going forward full force, and we really appreciate that. 515 Trail, it's gonna be a little bit longer. The sheriff's sale for 515 Trail is January 10th. There was a fire that happened in the house last Tuesday, and it has, since then, the house has been red tagged due to the fire. There's still a lot of people around there, but we now can enforce, because the house has been red tagged, we can now enforce them not being in the home. So it doesn't stop them from being in the garages and what have you. But we are moving forward. I mean, January 10th, the sheriff's sale. Hopefully shortly thereafter, we can move forward with that as well.
So a red tag on the house doesn't necessarily mean a red tag on the rest of the property?
No, it's just the house because of the,
Occupancy. We can revoke,
occupancy.
and we, meaning the fire chief, and it was at his direction, I was on scene when he did issue this, but we can revoke occupancy for safety reasons. and it
Sure,
did
but
need
now
to be
we're
done.
still faced with having to police this garage situation if they want to hole up in there.
boy, it'd be cold out there though tonight.
I've seen people do worse.
Last but not least, December 2nd is going to be our annual bell ringing for Salvation Army. I will be out there from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon, if you all want to stop by and support the local Salvation Army. And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Council.
Mayor, I just had one thing. I wanted to commend the police. I'm looking at the budget this month, and I do commend you for having the overtime way down than what it was last year, so I do appreciate that effort doing that. And I do appreciate everything that the police does. And also something the council needs to look at moving forward is our building inspector, the fees he's collecting versus the salary. I just looked at the month of October, $9,000 in permits. He gets $5,500, we get $3,600. I know we've had an increase with Russ, but at the rate we're going, if it continues, we're gonna be paying him more than a salary and benefits. So it's just something the council should look at, that we need to pay attention to the building inspectors, what I've noticed this month's reports.
Well,
We need a full-time one, Steve?
I'm not saying a thing.
Oh, come on, we're that close.
And actually, you know, regardless, we're saving a lot of money. We only retain 35%.
Right.
And that's how we set it up initially. But again, to reiterate, yes, he's made a lot of money, but we did more permits in August, September, and October than we planned on for the whole year. So that's why.
No, I understand, that's why, I just,
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
think,
mean, the budget for permits is like 40,000. I think we're already into the 30s, so.
well, I think just having someone doing the permitting and we're actually collecting permits, you know, that's big enough for me right now, you know.
Yeah, and the service has been great. And code enforcement, you probably saw your code enforcement report in there. That's going really good. We have 4, I think, that are going to court on December 8th. So those have been 4 really nasty properties that, you know, we've been working on. So we're moving forward. The process is slow. I know I keep saying that, but it really truly is. You know, we wish it would be quicker as well, so,
Biggest thing is we stay consistent, stay
Yeah.
on it.
Yep.
yep.
I mean, that's just, it's fair then across the board, as this council had elected to say. And I believe it was all 5 of us at the time with Mr. Nichols as well, that, yes, we were all in.
Yeah.
and I know we can't talk a lot, but what about the update on any projects out in Eagles Landing? Is there any update on the new things we discussed at all, or we can't?
Not in a public meeting, but I can say I heard from them today. And we'll be reviewing a development agreement. We should receive it within, I can't say it's gonna be here tomorrow.
Right.
But it's gonna be here within the next week. And then, we'll review that with our city attorney and move forward with that project as well.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
And just, I would state, just for help clarification, and again, you know, transparency is something we're all after. This is one of those that we're not hiding from the public. We are just bound by NDAs, so non-disclosure, which means if we say anything, they can bail on us, and we don't want that. We want them to be here in Evansdale. So just note that not only have we got, you know, BC Mock already, there has been several other interests and things that are getting very close to pen to paper. So
Well, just so
that's great news.
the public knows that, you know, the development is moving forward
Yep.
and it's not just stagnating, even though no one's broke ground out there, but the development is moving forward.
And yeah, we can't wait to be able to share it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
that'd be
things.
awesome news.
Yep.
That's all I had, Mayor.
Okay. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day.